Hi, Wendy Hinman here with the Daily Hope, and we have a very great verse. It's Isaiah 42, verse 1, but I want to remind us of how we get to this verse, because that's what Isaiah does at the beginning of the prophecy. He says, though your sins be as scarlet, I will make them white as snow. And then he kind of goes into the bad news, and he says, this is what you've done, Israel, and he recounts Israel's fall, Israel's sin, the captivity, what's going on in Babylon. But then he starts talking about where Israel is going. And it's a vision of the kingdom. It's a vision of Messiah coming and all that that will mean. And in that vision, we see prophecies for the first advent of Christ and prophecies for the second advent of Christ. But our great verse today is Isaiah 42, verse 1, that says, here is my servant, whom I uphold, my chosen one, in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him, and he will bring justice to the nations. If you keep going, the whole chapter is fantastic. If you start at verse 40, it's glory all the way through. But what I like about this verse is it's saying, here is my servant, the coming Messiah, Jesus, my chosen one, in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him. And if you read that, we readers of the New Testament, we're like, where have we heard that before? We've heard that before in the New Testament. At Jesus' baptism, we see the fulfillment of this exact verse. Jesus comes to John to be baptized, and as he's going into the water, the Spirit, when he's coming up, the Spirit descends from heaven like a dove. So we see that from that verse, I will put my Spirit on him. And then this voice comes from heaven, God the Father saying about Jesus, a voice from heaven said, this is my Son, the Messiah, the chosen one, whom I love, who I greatly delight in, with whom I am well pleased. He is stating who Jesus is. He's affirming his love for him. And then what he came to do, to bring justice to the nations. First, he comes to bring justice and righteousness to our own hearts. And then it goes out from there into our marriages, into our community, into our faith community, into the greater community. So remember that today. Just think about all those years ago, Isaiah said, there's a chosen one who's coming in whom God delights in. And then we have here in Matthew, in the story of his baptism, he came, and the kingdom has begun. It's begun. And so we can step into that. We can see him as our Messiah. We can delight in him and know that we are greatly loved through him. Have a great day.